My name is Peter Camani. I am a sculptor, and I live at the Screaming Head Castle on Midlothian Road, just outside of Burk's Falls, Ontario. I used to carve wood. I carved little figurines when I was very young. If I had a potential girlfriend, I would carve jewelry boxes or little gnomes' houses or things like that. When I was young, my plan was to create a castle somewhere. I built a tar paper shack and lived in that for 8 years while I was looking for a piece of property that would suit me to carry on my ideas. I took over the property in January 1st, 1981. That's 35 years. When I got into the house, the basement was flooded. The windows were all one pane and broken. There were bullet holes in the roof. It took me almost 9 years to actually make the inside of the house fully livable. This is used mainly as I say, my greenhouse in a sense. And this is also my gallery. As you can see, it's got a lot of the pictures. So I decided to make this room for that particular painting. It wouldn't fit well into any of the rooms in the house. The idea of hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil fascinated me, so I made a number of the statues and stuck them on the front wall. I think in our present society, that it's the thinking of evil that is very important. So I added an extra one with a finger on the forehead as think no evil. When I had them done, I decided that the tower would have hear no evil on it. We as beings are basically moved around like pawns, so I thought it was quite appropriate to actually make it look like a pawn. This was meant to be a cave, and you could basically have a bonfire up here and tell stories, etc. So you basically had these ghost-like images around the walls. So when the flames of the fire were actually alight, the actual image would flash around. Now, I've had peacocks since the early 70s, yeah. They're ones that survive. They don't have to be penned up in winter. They're out. They're never caged. They're actually wild birds. So all these heads were made freely. I did them in two years. They weigh about 16 tons each. Most of it's very, very simply done. Anybody can actually do it. It's a matter of making a form, mixing cement, and pouring it. Very similar to making sand castles on a beach, except that it's in a much larger scale. A lot of people, at least at first, used to think that the place was primitive or that you know, things were being held here. I've never experienced mystical things. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I eat as best I can. I think we're in charge of our own life. And most people don't. They have what I would consider bad habits. You're responsible, whether you want to be 100% in control or 98% in control or 50% in control or 10. I honestly think that I'd hate something to happen to me because I was only 50% in control. But my mind is open to all things. So these are the hands and the heads that come up out of the waves. It looks like they are survivors or people hoping to be rescued. And of course, humans can't rescue themselves. The property is open all the time if they want to come in. I don't try and draw them. I don't try and prevent them. Whether I meet people or I don't meet people, that doesn't matter. You don't really own land anyway. The land is here, it's going to be here for millions of years after we humans are gone. So it makes no difference if people travel through your land or not. So as you look at this, you have a tree. When you walk along, you actually get a screaming head. And then when you go further, it's the heart of the forest. The actual trees make a heart. And that whole thing was the idea that cutting a lot of trees down, clear cutting things, and soon the only trees we'll have are concrete trees. When I first came here, the fields were wide open. I planted 22,000 trees. It's my intention to have this massive forest, and then down in them, everything will grow, similar to what it's like in Central and South America, where you have these structures, and then nature takes over and puts vines, and I really see that in the house. When you actually built the house, it was just there. Now the vines are taking over and covering the whole side of the house. That was finished in '93. So we're talking 20 years, 21 years. Yeah. Oh, how the time flies. I have no beliefs at all. You are alive, and you know that the ultimate is that you are going to die. I do not believe in afterlives. So whatever you do must be to keep you entertained while you're passing through. And there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of roads in the woods. You take one and you follow that through. And hopefully it'll be an enjoyable passage.